Good morning, everyone. In today's knowledgeable life, we are going to know about some GK facts. Our chapter is basketball. Basketball is a game played by two teams with five players in each. The goal is to score points called baskets by throwing a large ball in the other team's basket, which is about 3 meters above the ground. The ball used in this game is also referred to as a basketball. Basketball was invented by James Naismith in 1891. He was a physical education instructor at the International Young Men's Christian Association YMCA training school in Springfield, Massachusetts. The game is played with a ground ball and two hoops or baskets placed at the opposite end of the court. The first college basketball game was played between the University of Chicago and the University of Iowa in January 1896. The international basket became more popular when men basketball was added to the Olympic Games in 1936. James Naismith created the basketball game to be played as an indoor game. Basketball is a game in which two teams of five players each try to throw a ball into the other team's hoop to score a point. The team with the most points at the end of the game is the winner. Women's basketball was introduced in 1892 by Saint Berenson. The first women's basketball game was played in 1893, featuring two women college teams. Basketball is played on a rectangular court with a basket on both sides. It is a game played for a total of 48 minutes with 4 quarters of 12 minutes each. Organization of basketballs. The National Basketball League (NBL) was the first professional league formed in 1898. It was known for its unique court setup. The Basketball Association of America (BAA) was established in 1946. It later merged with the NBL in 1949 to form the National Basketball Association (NBA). The Association of National Organizations that governs the sport of basketball is called the International Basketball Federation (FIBA). It makes the rules, sets up basketball tournaments like the World Cup and the Olympics. Now we are going to our next chapter: emergency and first aid. Injuries like fracture and sprain requires immediate care and attention. First aid in case of these emergencies can provide quick help to the injured person Let us learn how to give first aid in some of these cases. In the fracture, bones may crack or break. The part that is hurt cannot be moved normally, may not have the normal shape, is painful to touch or apply pressure on it and become swollen. Here are the steps to provide first aid in care of a fracture. First, do not move the injured. It is painful and may worsen the injury. Second, tie a splint on the broken part. Provide padding to keep it still. Hang the injury from a sling. Apply an ice pack, but not directly on the skin. It helps to reduce the swelling and the pain for a little while. Take the injured person to the doctor. Sprain. A sprain is when the ligaments that connect a bone to another bone get damaged. This injury is common among athletes. Someone who missed a step while walking may twist their ankle and sprain it. It often does not require emergency care. It can be treated easily if you remember the steps called RISE. First, rest the injured part. Second, apply an ice pack on the sprain every 2 to 3 hours. This should be done for 2 days. Third, apply sprays or creams that reduce pain and wrap the area with a bandage. This keeps the area compressed to make it heal faster. Fourth, keep the injured part a little raised or elevated and rest it on a pillow or cushion. Fainting. When there is not enough blood flowing to the brain, it may cause a person to fall down. He may no longer respond. This is called fainting. Follow these steps to help the sick person. First, lay the back on her back. Second, elevate their legs to restore blood flow to the brain. Third, loosen any tight clothing. Fourth, shake the person or yell her name to see if she comes around. At the same time, call for an ambulance to quickly take the person to the nearest doctors. Now, next chapter, disastrous flood and earthquakes in 2023. In the year 2023, the world experienced a number of devastating floods and earthquakes. These natural disasters caused severe damage and loss of life, and also displaced a large number of people. Disastrous flood in 2023. On 10 September 2023, the Mediterranean storm Daniel hit Libya, Turkey, Greece, and Bulgaria. Strong winds of 70 to 80 kilometers per hour and heavy rainfall caused flooding and major damage to infrastructure. Libya was severely impacted. The collapse of two dams and four bridges resulted in the loss of thousands of lives. Pakistan experienced weeks of heavy rainfall in the month of August 2023. This resulted in flood due to the overflowing of the Sutlej River. The high flood destroyed villages, submerging acres of land with crops and damaged the houses and shelters. The areas that suffered the most damage are Punjab, Sindh, and Balochistan. Starting from 29 July, over 16 cities and provinces in northeastern China had heavily rain and flooding because of Typhoon Daksoi. It was the fifth typhoon in the Pacific in 2023. Beijing experienced the most rain it has seen in 140 years. August brought more devastating rains and typhoons, causing several incidents of floods, flood, and mudslide. Heavy rainfall caused flash floods and landslides in northern India beginning on July 9, 2023. It resulted in flooded roads, destroyed buildings, and severe loss of lives. Red alerts were issued for Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Delhi, and Haryana. Earth disastrous earthquake in 2023. On 7 October 2023, an earthquake with a magnitude of about 6.3 hit western Afghanistan. Another 6.3 magnitude earthquake occurred on more than 1,400 people lost their lives and more than 150,000 people lost their homes. At 5.4 magnitude earthquake occurred in the Doda district of Jammu and Kashmir, India on 13 June 2023. Fortunately, there were no casualties. Its tremors were felt in several parts of North India. On 6th February 2023, two major earthquakes occurred in Turkey and Syria with magnitudes of 7.8 and 7.5. More than 50,000 people lost their life due to these earthquakes. Many buildings were damaged and many people had to evacuate their homes to stay safe. Now we are going toward the chapter Animals of Extreme Places. There are places on earth with extreme conditions, too much heat or cold, or deep underwater. However, animals have adapted to live even in such extreme conditions. Let us learn about some such animals and their adaptations to such extreme places. Emperor penguins live on a permanently frozen continent of Antarctica. Thick feather and a thick layer of blubber or fat under their skin called blubber help them stay warm. They huddle together in large groups to protect themselves from the freezing cold. Wood frogs. Wood frogs live in the northern India of the northern part of the North America where winters are freezing cold. To survive the cold, these frogs have an interesting form of hibernation. They let the winter freeze them without killing them. This is because important tissues and organs like the liver, heart, brain, etc., are covered with a thick layer of glucose. This helps them not to suffer damage when they are frozen in winter and then thaw in spring. Camels are animals found in the hottest places on the planet, desert. These places have very little food and even less water. But camels can go without food and water for very long periods. Camels store fat in their hump, which gives them energy for that period of time. It also helps them change their body temperature to survive the desert. Their toes have also evolved to walk on sand without sinking. This is why a camel is called the ship of the desert. The Saharan silver ant survives a scorching hot desert because of the hair on it that protects it from the extreme heat. They also have long legs that help them move quickly on the extremely hot sand. The deep sea anglerfish. The deep sea anglerfish may look scary, but it eats mostly shrimps. These fish dwells on the ocean, adapted to their environment in unique ways. They have an angular-like fin which glows in the dark and attracts other small fish. This way of hunting gives the anglerfish its name. Its body is also nearly flat, like prop paper, which allows it to withstand the pressure and the cold. The giant squid. We are taking the break of 1 minute. Now we are moving toward the giant squid. The giant squid is another example of how marine animals adapt to the deep ocean environment. It grows to the huge size, with some of them growing up to more than 40 feet. These squids are harmless, even if flames show them drawing ships. They are rarely seen on the surface, and most whales eat them as food. The Pompley worms live near underwater volcanoes where water temperatures can go up to 80 degrees Celsius. Their bodies have hair like spines that support a strange kind of bacteria. These bacteria and the hair like needles help these worms to survive in scalding hot water near the underwater volcanic vents. Tardigrades. Tardigrades are remarkable microorganisms. They are also known as water bears. They can withstand very high temperatures. When conditions become too harsh, they almost die. Once they get wet again, they come back to life. Now, next chapter, modern energy resources. Energy resources refer to things that can be used as a source to generate energy. They are used to produce heat, electricity, and power in the entire world for a long time. We have been dependent on non renewable energy sources such as coal and petroleum. However, they are limited in amount and cannot be replaced once used. In modern times, we are slowly transferring to renewable energy sources that do not run out when we use them. Let us learn about some of them. Solar energy converts sunlight and heat into electricity. The energy from the sun is stored using solar panels, which convert it into electricity. In 1883, the first solar panel was invented by Charles Fritzs, an American inventor. Since then, many nations have built solar energy power plants, and it has become a global phenomenon. As of 2023, China is leading the world by having the highest capacity for solar energy generation. The largest solar farm in the world is in India, in the Jodhpur district of Rajasthan. Wind energy is the energy of wind that can be used to generate electricity. The wind energy is converted into electricity using wind turbines. A wind turbine blade can be around 90 meters long and has around 8,000 different parts. The first known wind turbine was used in 1887 in Scotland. As of 2023, the Gansu wind farm in China is the world's largest wind farm with 7,000 turbines. India's largest wind farm is located in Kanyakumari with 3,000 turbines. Undoubtedly, wind energy is one of the fastest growing options in modern sources of energy. Hydroelectric energy is produced by moving water that is used to generate electricity by generating 40% of the total capacity. It is the world's biggest source of the renewable energy. In 1882, the world's first hydroelectric power plant was built in the United States along the Fox River. The first hydroelectric power plant in India was installed in Darjeeling, West Bengal in the year 1897. The Three Gorges Dam in China is the world's largest hydroelectric power plant. Now we are going toward biomass energy. Biomass energy is the power made from organic materials like wood, crop waste, and other wet waste. By burning these materials are turned into energy. Biomass is the largest form of renewable energy in Europe. The Drake Power Station in the United Kingdom is the biggest biomass power station in the world. It is also known as the Iron Bridge. India produces about 450 to 500 million tons of biomass per year. Geothermal energy is the energy of heat from the earth. The hot water reservoirs are used as geothermal resources. It is the one of the oldest type of resources still in use. The first geothermal energy plant was built in Tuscany, Italy in 1904. The Glacial Geothermal Complex in the United States is the biggest geothermal plant in the world. In India, around 350 geothermal energy locations had been discovered by 2023. Now we are going toward superlatives of India. The superlatives of India include things such as highest mountain, the longest river, the longest coastline, the biggest cave, the biggest lake, islands, deserts, and plateaus. Let us learn more about them. Kanchenjunga is the highest mountain peak in India at an altitude of 8,586 meters. This peak is ranked third among the highest peak in the world. Kanchenjunga is located in Sikkim. The Deccan Plateau is the largest plateau in India. It is lies south of the river Narmada and extends up to it and, and covers 8 states. It is triangular in shape. The Satpura Range forms its northern point while it is bounded on the east and west by the Ghats. The plateau's climate is dry, with little and or no rain in places. The Ganga River is India's longest river. It originates in the Himalayas and flows down into the Bay of Bengal. The river flows through the states Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, and West Bengal, and the country Bangladesh. The overall length of the Ganga River is about 2,525 kilometers. Vular Lake is the largest freshwater lake in India, located in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The lake is the second largest freshwater lake of the Kashmir Valley. The Vular Lake is almost 24 kilometers in length, while its breadth is 10 kilometers and spreads over an area of 189 square kilometers. The Thar Desert, also known as the Great Indian Desert, is the largest desert in India. It is mostly in Rajasthan but also spread to parts of Punjab, Haryana, and Gujarat. The Thar Desert covers an area of over 2 lakh square kilometers. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands group is the largest island group in India. These islands are in two groups, Andaman and Nicobar. The Andaman comprises prices more than 300 islands, and the Nicobar consists of 19 islands. The total area of the island group is about 8,249 square kilometers. The Ajanta and Ellora caves are in Maharashtra. These caves are the biggest in India. They have a heritage site by UNESCO. The unique Buddhist rock cut architecture of these caves is famous for its wall painting. Kaliasa is the most remarkable of the cave temples in Ellora. Each year, the caves attract large crowd of tourists. The longest coastline. The longest coastline of India is in Gujarat. Along its Kathiawar region, the coastline is about 1,214 kilometers in length. Along the Arabian Sea, this coastline has diverse habitats such as mangrove, salt marshes, coral reefs, wetland, and seagrasses. This coast is useful for international trade. Now, UNESCO World Heritage Site. UNESCO World Heritage Site located in 168 countries include 1,199 places of remarkable cultural or natural importance. Here are some of the popular UNESCO World Heritage Sites as of 2023. The pyramids of Giza are in Egypt. The largest one is one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. It took over 20 years to build them using around 23 lakh stone blocks. It is set up in such a manner so that each of the sides point directly to the north, south, east, and west like a compass. It has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1979. The Colosseum is an ancient structure in Rome. So far, it is largest amphitheater even built. It is also known as Flavian Amphitheater as it built under the Flavian Empire. It became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1980. The Great Barrier Reef is on northeastern coast of Australia and is world's biggest coral system. It is spread over 900 islands and is visible from space. It is the world's largest single structure made by living organisms. In 1981, it became a World Heritage Site and is one of the seven natural wonders of the world. The Taj Mahal is a beautiful monument in India made of white marble on the banks of river Yamuna. It took around 20 years to complete it. The Taj Mahal is built by the Emperor Shah Jahan during the Mughal period. The Taj Mahal became the UNESCO World Site in 1983. Stonehenge is an ancient monument in Wiltshire, England. It is around 5,000 years old. It consists of a circle of big stones, each weighing around 25,000 kilo, about as heavy as a truck. While it's unknown why it was built, it is believed to have been used for important ceremonies or religious purposes. The name Stonehenge probably meaning hanging stones or stone enclosure. It was added to the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1986. Now, Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu is a famous city situated in the Andes mountain of Peru. Built in the 15th century, it is over 500 years old. Its name means old peak. It is also one of the seven wonders of the world. In 1983, UNESCO declared Machu Picchu as the World Heritage Site. The Great Wall of China is the world's largest man made structure. It was built by emperors to protect their territory. The entire route stretches approximately 20,000 kilometers. It extends to 15 northern provinces from the Bohai Sea to the Gobi Desert. It took over 2,000 years to construct the wall. It became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. Please wait for a while. Now we are going toward the next chapter, chess. Chess is one of the oldest and most popular board games in the world. It originated in India about 1400 to 1500 years ago. It was then known as Chaturanga. It was an indoor game that is challenging and enhancing problem solving skills. Two participants are required to play chess. The person who captures the opponent's king wins. Let us learn more about the game. Chess is played on a checkerboard. It is made up of 64 squares that are black and white in color. They are arranged in 8 rows and 8 columns. The chess pieces are used in the game are usually black and white in color. These are 32. There are 32 chess pieces in all, 16 white pieces and 16 black pieces. There are 6 different types of chess pieces. Each color has 8 pawns, 2 bishops, 2 knights, 2 rooks, 1 queen, and 1 king. Moves of chess piece. King moves 1 square in any direction. Queen moves any number of squares in any direction. Rook moves any number of squares horizontally or vertically. Bishop moves any number of squares diagonally. Knight moves in L shape. It is only piece that can jump over the other pieces. Pawns moves 1 piece square toward. On its first move, it can move 2 squares. Queen got 9 points. Rooks got 5 points. King got 3 points. Bishop got 3 points. Pawn got 1 point. And the king does not have any point. Some interesting facts about chess. Vishwanatham Anand is the first Indian chess grandmaster. He earned his title in 1988. He started learning chess from the age of 6. He also earned the title of International Master after winning the 1984 Asian Junior Championship. Koneru Humphrey is the youngest woman ever to achieve the title of Grandmaster. She achieved it at the age of 15 in 2002. She has won the FIDE Women's Grand Prix 8 times. India won 2 medals in chess, silver in the men's and the women's team event at the Asian Games 2023, Hangzhou, which took place from 24 September to 7 October. Now, next chapter, food, nutrients, and health. Food nutrients play an important role in maintaining good health. The human require a variety of nutrients function properly, and consuming a balanced diet with the right mix of nutrients is essential for overall well-being. There are more than 40 types of food nutrients, which can be divided into 7 main categories. Let us learn about some nutrients. Carbohydrates are like fuels for our body. They give us energy to run and play. We get them from food sources such as wheat and rice, vegetables like potato and corn, and fruit like banana, apple, and mango. Proteins help our body grow, stay strong, and repair muscles. We can get them from food sources such as eggs, meat, fish, milk, beans, and nuts. Healthy fat helps us keep our skin healthy and energy gives us energy. Fat from foods such as avocados, nuts, and olive oils are healthy fats. They are good for our brain for getting nutrients into our body. Eating unhealthy fats such as fried chips can be injurious to our health and it might affect the heart. Fiber is found in food sources such as whole grain, fruit, and vegetables. It helps with digestion, keeps our weight balanced, and lowers the change of getting sick with diseases such as consumption and diseases. Minerals such as calcium, potassium, and magnesium makes our bones strong. Muscles moves and help the nervous system function well. Different food contain different mineral. Milk contain calcium and banana and green vegetable contain potassium. Vitamins are our body's guard against diseases. They perform different roles to keep us healthy. For example, vitamin C from oranges fights sickness and vitamin D from the sun makes our bones strong. Water makes up the most part of our body and is more important for our health. A normal human body contains about 70% of water. It helps control our body temperature, carries food, absorbs nutrients, and removes waste that our bodies do not need. It builds the base of fluids that liberate the and cushion our joints. Now let's go to the next chapter. Now G20. The G20 is a group of 19 countries and the European Union. Recently, even the African Union has been added to it. These countries are the world's biggest economies and include most of the world's population. Let us learn more about them. The group of 20 G20 works together to solve problems that affect the whole world like climate change and terrorism. Even though these countries are different in many ways, they work together for the common goal of global peace and well-being. The G20 does not have a permanent secretariat or staff. Instead, the G20 presidency rotates annually among its members. The G20 presidency is responsible for setting the G20 agenda in consultation with other members. India holds the G20 presidency from December 1, 2022 to November 30, 2023. In G20, the last, current, and the next countries for presidency are together called the Troika countries. The last Troika countries were Indonesia, India, and South Africa. Sherpa in the G20 summit represents the countries they work on important things like farming, anti corruption, climate change, the internet, economy, jobs, power, nature, health, tourism, and trade. The G20 started in 1999 because of the monetary issue in Asia. When G20 leaders take pictures together, they don't wear the same clothes, but they might wear clothes from the country that hosting the meeting. ठीक है. Now we are going towards the next chapter, life on the earth. What sustains life on earth? Our planet's atmosphere is like a warm and safe blanket. It is formed by gases, nitrogen about 78% and oxygen about 21%. We breathe in oxygen which our bodies need to function. Oxygen helps us to get energy through a process called respiration. Through even nitrogen does not help us to breathe. It is vital for making the things we need to live, like proteins that build our muscles and body parts. There are also other few other gases like water vapors, argon, and carbon dioxide. These gases help control the Earth's temperature, w- weather, and water cycle, which provides the water that we need to live. Now let's us explore how life first began and what keeps going life going on Earth. The birth of Earth. Around 4.5 billion years ago, Earth was born from a spinning cloud of dust and gas. The small particle present clouded to form a larger body. This larger body came to be known as Earth. It was very hot and rocky, the dawn of life. The life began around 3.5 billion years ago with single celled bacteria in the ocean. These organisms were able to survive in the presence of water. Dinosaurs reason around 230 million years ago. Dinosaurs ruled the land. They are believed to have been big creatures. Earth's climate was warm and the continents were joined together in one landmass called the Pangea. The Age of Ice. Around 2.4 million years ago, the Ice Age begins. Much of the land Much of the land was covered by huge glaciers. Due to this, the world became very cold, but life continued to exist. Some animals like woolly mammoths and saber toothed cats adapted to this stilly world. The rise of mammals. The dinosaur went extinct about 6.5 million years ago. This is when mammal emerged. The saga of humanity. Around 6 million years ago, our ancestor known as hominids began walking on two legs. The humankind evolved over time, and about 2 lakh years ago, modern human like us appeared. Life today. The earth is now home to the variety of plants and animals, from the smallest insect to the largest whales to humans. We have built bigger cities, technologies, and a better understanding of our world than ever before. Thank you for our thank you for our to pay attention on us.